There's Joe Champion and Leon Barmore joined the Tech staff in 1977. Over that period, Louisiana Tech has won 310 games and lost only 35. Auburn controls the tap. And it's a man-to-man defense by the Lady Techsters. This is Weatherspoon now, working up top.
You're going to see these teams starting what they know best. Louisiana Tech's man-to-man is their best defense, but you'll see both teams switch off.
Ruthie Bolton tries to get it inside, has the pass batted away. Bolton gets it back up now at the front of the key. This is Mayola Bolton.
Joe Champion mentioned to us that he was worried about their ability to score against Louisiana Tech's defense. Right there, Mayola Bolton had no trouble scoring from the corner.
Tigers scored first. This is Weatherspoon. Takes it up to the right side. This is the matchup zone now by the Auburn Tigers. Very much like what the Temple men do. Match up to play an area man-to-man, but they never leave that area. Taken away by Mayola Bolton. Starts the break. Working on Lawson. Has it batted away, and it'll be Louisiana Tech basketball.
These are the keys to breaking a matchup zone. You want to send cutters right through the middle and overload the zone, and then you want to reverse the ball because the reverse pass is always going to be open. The soft area of a matchup zone is right at the elbow or the top of the key, so the cutters coming across should get some free shots from that area.
Three-quarter pressure trapping zone now by Auburn. Lawson, top of the key, gets it over to the right side. Nice power move inside to Lewis, but she walked. No bucket.
Although you'd have to say Louisiana Tech is the more experienced team in championship play. Venus Lacey, this is her first time in a championship, and she's going to have to play a very big role for Louisiana Tech if they're to win this game.
Ruthie Bolton takes it down to the left elbow, gets it over to Mayola Bolton, her sister. Around the horn they go. This is Sharon Stewart.
And that's what they're going to do. Auburn is going to break their post players up to the top of the key and try to pull Louisiana Tech away from the board to negate their rebounding advantage.
Again, three-quarter pressure. That was close to back court. Lawson got it to Weatherspoon, over to Lewis. Now they go inside to Lacey, and it's batted away. Taken away nicely by Stewart. Auburn on the transition. That's 3 turnovers now for the Techsters.
Auburn has really come out crisp this afternoon, Tim. They're really on their game right from the beginning.
Ruthie Bolton with a great penetration, spin move, and scores.
You know, the MO on Ruthie Bolton is that she's been the weak link of this team. She certainly didn't look like any weak link just now.
Well, Louisiana Tech wants a timeout. Talk things over. Joe Champion now sitting on top of the catbird seat. His team's up 6-0, 17:51 remaining in the half. Look at this.
The field goals, Louisiana Tech 0 for 0. That matchup zone that Auburn plays is a great contributor to poor shot selection for their opponents. They've kept their opponents to a 38% field goal average.
This is Lacey inside. First bucket of the afternoon for Louisiana Tech. And that graphic was right. They were 0 for 0 because they had 3 turnovers and hadn't taken a good shot. Diane McNeil gets it inside. This is Vicky Orr, the All-American, and Westbrooks blocks her shot.
Vicky Orr has really been hampered by that knee injury with the tendonitis of her knee. It really prevents her from doing a lot inside. She can't move the way she normally is capable of moving underneath.
Severe patella tendonitis for Vicky Orr. Doesn't even practice. Just plays in the games. This is Weatherspoon. Pushes it up quickly. Numbers aren't there. Drives anyway. Tries to pass. Is fouled. Boy, she does make things happen.
She's so quick with the basketball. It almost seems she's quicker with it than without. She creates so much for her teammates. Draws a lot of defenders on her and then dishes off.
Foul is on Mayola Bolton. That's her first team foul for Auburn. Inside to Lacey, puts it on the floor, gets in some trouble. Now kicks it back out to Lawson.
And that's the area that we said would be soft in that matchup zone, the area right around the top of the key, the foul line or the elbow area. There's an awful lot of pushing going on underneath, Tim.
Mayola Bolton gets it to Stewart. Her turnaround won't go. Fight for the rebound. And Diane McNeil comes up with it. Tough man-to-man defense by the Techsters.
Both teams love to work their inside game, but right now with the pushing that's going on inside, it's hard to get the ball underneath.
Ruthie Bolton looks like she's handling the ball a little bit more than she did Friday night. Down inside, they try to go to Sharon Stewart, but it's taken away by Tech. Weatherspoon will bring it up and set the offense. Louisiana Tech is best when it sets up its half-court attack.
They definitely are. Although they are a running team with the size that they have inside, they like to pound it inside and either draw the foul or get the easy bucket.
Jump ball, possession arrow belongs to Tech. Hey, you don't think they bang inside women's basketball, Mimi?
I never said that, Tim. That's what everyone else thinks. Here they are fighting for the ball. That's very typical of what we're going to see all afternoon.
Yeah, but see, you played out front with the little folks. You didn't go in there and bang around.
You think I'm stupid or what?
This is Westbrook. Has the jumper from 10 feet.
Erica Westbrook has such a nice touch for a post player. She can score from anywhere on the floor.
First tie of the ball game. Ruthie Bolton takes it across the timeline. Weatherspoon all over her. Nice drop inside to Stewart, and Stewart walked with the ball.
Stewart had very little room to operate because she got the ball too low, too close to the baseline. She tried to put the ball on the floor and lost it out of bounds.
That's 4 turnovers now for Auburn, so Louisiana Tech's pressure starting to pay off. Fight for the rebound. There she is. Lacey inside, and a whistle and a foul. Foul is against Stewart, I do believe. Number 30, Sharon Stewart.
Venus Lacey takes up so much room inside. She just clears out the middle when she's in there for rebounding. That's why they've been so successful. That's why they're at the Final Four this year. Leon never thought losing his 2 post players last year that they'd be back here so easily, but Venus has contributed to that.
Angela Lawson takes it up front. Weatherspoon has some trouble. Watch this. She can handle. Little spin move. Crowd loves that. Drop inside to Lacey. Lacey loses it out of bounds, but it's off Auburn, and it'll remain Tech's ball.
The thing about both teams' defense, they're so aggressive and so active on defense that both teams are rushing otherwise easy passes and shots.
Westbrook with a tough shot, won't fall. Ball was on the floor, taken back by Ruthie Bolton.
Joe Chamby wants at least a 3-pass offense to try and move the post players from out the Louisiana Tech post players rather away from the basket.
Vicky Orr with a spin move, can't get it to drop. Rebound is by Mayola Bolton. She has trouble handling it. Now they'll set the offense. Ruthie Bolton to take it up, call number 2. Weatherspoon knocks it out of bounds. She is playing with some kind of emotion. We saw her here last year at the Final Four. Played extremely well. Perhaps her best game of her career against Texas in the semifinal. Had nothing left in the championship against Tennessee.
Well, Tim, she's a senior, and I don't care how hard she played on Friday. She's going to give it everything she has this afternoon. This is the last game of her collegiate career.
Well, I'm not saying she didn't try to give it everything she had against Tennessee. She just didn't have much left.
Oh, no, I know. It was such a physical and running game against Texas last year in the semifinals.
Bolton for 3.
One of the things that we mentioned is I think Louisiana Tech really paced themselves better in the semifinal game this year.
Nice touch pass inside to Lacey. She can't handle it, goes out of bounds.
What Auburn's trying to do with that 3-quarter court pressure is just slow Louisiana Tech down. Unfortunately, they're leaving a lot of gaps inside that Louisiana Tech is capitalizing on.
Both teams have turned the ball over 4 times. We talked about Ruthie Bolton being a key today. She now has 5 points. And there's turnover number 5 for Auburn. Sloppy play right now by both teams. This is Bolton, takes it right side, stops and fires. Gets the roll, there's a whistle down low, and it will be against Tech.
That was a fortunate bucket by Ruthie Bolton because she had no rebounders underneath on that 1-on-4 fast break.
The foul is on Teresa Weatherspoon. That is her first.
And it occurred after the shot, so the basket's good and they get the ball back.
Had a good shot of Leon Barmore on the Louisiana Tech bench. lot of people say it looks like Tony Randall. Westbrook gets a hand on the shot. McNeil follows it up and won't drop again. There's a whistle inside. And it's going to be against Sharon Stewart.
One of the things that Leon Barmore mentioned to us is that it will be interesting to see which team allows the other to operate on the offensive boards. I think second and third shots are going to be very important in this game.
Linda Godby comes into the ball game now for Auburn. And Stewart goes out of the ball game with 2 personals.
Auburn throwing their 1-2-1-1 full court press at them.
Weatherspoon takes it back up top. Looks over that matchup zone.
The way to break this matchup zone initially is to have a good perimeter shooting night.
Westbrook's very tough shot falling away, but she hits it. Westbrook's first bucket of the evening.
Teresa Weatherspoon's so low on defense, she's hugging the floor.
Viola Bolton looks for a shot, now drifts up to the elbow.
Venus Lacey is just pushing Linda Godby all over the place underneath the basket.
Tough shot by McNeil off the back of the rim. Saved by the Tigers. Ruthie Bolton's had the hot hand. She drifts back up to the top of the key now and calls out the offense. Bolton, nice pass inside to Vicky Orr. Partially blocked, fight for the rebound, Lewis.
They're getting pushed on everything, whether it's inside shots or outside shots. They're not able to shoot anything uncontested. Louisiana Tech is really pressuring the defense.
The All-American Vicky Orr 0 for 3 now from the field. This is Lewis. Lacey with a rebound. They're going to call the foul on Godby.
You know what's interesting about that? Venus Lacey did have position. As soon as she saw the rebound was going to come off long, she just started backing up. It was as if Linda Godby wasn't even there. She pushed Linda Godby, and Linda draws the foul.
I'm not surprised at the physical play, though, after seeing the semifinals Friday night. They really let them play.
No, not at all. And at this level, the refs are going to let them play. I think that's to Auburn's disadvantage, though, because with Vicky Orr hurt inside, I think you're going to see them try to run the ball a little bit more.
Vicky Orr, top of the key now. She does not wear knee braces. That's not necessary, but there is a lot of pain in there. And the foul is going to be against Weatherspoon. And that's her second.
That's a key foul. Teresa Weatherspoon can ill afford to leave this game for Louisiana Tech. Auburn is just too strong in every position.
The way Vicky Orr's knee injuries were explained to us, it's like sand in the shoes. It's just an irritating, painful feeling.
And it's painful all the time.
She is going to have them go in and clean it out and do some work in those knees next week. Viola Bolton. Fight for the rebound, knocked out of bounds. I thought Godby had a hand on it, but they will say Auburn retains possession.
Both teams are allowing the perimeter shot right now, and neither team has really found a handle yet.
Ruthie's had the hot hand, can't fire. Off the back of the rim, fight for the rebound. Another foul. This one will be against Godby. Ruthie Bolton's not afraid to shoot.
No, and she shouldn't be, especially since that's the only thing that Louisiana Tech is giving them right now. They're going to have to hit from the outside in order to open up that defense for Vicky Orr and Sharon Stewart or Linda Godby inside.
Bolton family, quite a story. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. This is Angela Lawson. Gets it into Lewis. Nice pass underneath the Lacey, and she can't convert. And the walk on Auburn. Diane McNeil had the ball, and when she fell backwards, walked.
Again, I think that's just a tribute to Venus Lacey's strength. She just had the ball, and the players that finally wrestled it from her, just there was such momentum, it took them to the floor.
So a good shot of Leon Barmore, now Joe Champy. This will be the first time ever in the history of women's basketball that there will be a male coach wins the national championship. 10 minutes, 45 seconds remain in the first half. It's 11-8.
Louisiana Tech now in a 2-3. Look how high that back line is playing.
Bolton shot off the side of the rim, fight for the rebound, and it's going to be called against Sharon Stewart.
Boy, Auburn can't buy a rebound. They're trying to get position inside, and they're called for fouls each time.
That is Sharon Stewart's third personal foul.
That is big.
And the 6th team foul against the Lady Tigers. It is big. She's a key player for this Auburn ball club. Nora Lewis, nice pump fake. Can't get the roll, fight for the rebound. Tigers have it. Ruthie Bolton pushes it up the right side quickly.
2-3 zone once again. Back line playing very high, trying to prevent the pass inside, rather.
Stewart, power move, bangs it against the board. Rebound Auburn. That ball goes up top to Ruthie Bolton. They tell him, don't back off, play defense, extend it. This ball partially blocked, rebound Tech. Dangerous pass, Westbrook's tough shot. Gets her own rebound, and now Ruthie Bolton comes from behind and will be charged with a personal. That's the 7th team foul on Auburn. 9:19 remains in the first half. 75% free throw shooter. Averages 14.7 rebounds a game, 2 blocks. This is the second one. Strong rebound by Lewis. Again, Lewis has a rebound. Lacey does as well. Same team. Walking. Timeout. The score. It's about a 20-minute drive to the Emerald City, Seattle. We're in the shadow of Mount Rainier, Tacoma, the T-Dome, they call it affectionately here in this city. And Auburn leads Louisiana Tech in the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship game 11-9 with 9:15 remaining in the first half.
Tim, at this point in the first half, neither team has been very effective at their strength, which is getting the ball inside and scoring from inside. And their perimeter game hasn't been on at all, so both teams are struggling.
There's a perfect example of the struggling you're talking about. Auburn has the ball. Sharon Stewart for Auburn. 2 points, 1 rebound, but 3 personal fouls. And the All-American, Vicky Orr, 0 for 3 from the field, 1 rebound. McNeil hits from way outside, hits for 3.
Now you see a 3/4 court pressure by Auburn.
Lacey inside, nice pass.
What Auburn's trying to do is keep the ball out of Teresa Weatherspoon's hands, but Andrew Lawson's doing a fine job of reading the defense and seeing the gaps to pass the ball inside to Venus Lacey.
McNeil to Bolton.
Louisiana Tech in a 2-3. Back line playing up once again.
Turnover number 7 for Auburn.
Vicky Orr is really struggling getting up and down the floor. You can tell her knees are bothering her.
She did not practice yesterday. She did play a good portion of the game Friday night in the semifinal. They call it severe patella tendonitis. This is Lewis running one-hander from the left side, air ball, and it goes out of bounds.
See, neither team right now is taking good shots. The shot selection for both teams is very poor because they're stymied by the defense. The defense is doing a great job. The 2-3 zone from Louisiana Tech is playing up and forcing the pass on the perimeter. And the matchup zone is overplaying inside, not allowing the ball inside for Louisiana Tech.
Sheila Etheridge comes in for Louisiana Tech. She'll go to the front line, play one of the forward positions. Nora Lewis will sit down. 7:38 remaining in the first half.
Now see what's happening is Auburn is catching the ball and holding it. Instead of doing that, pass it continuously. Get the defense moving.
Nice outside shot by McNeil. McNeil now has 5 points. Ruthie Bolton has 7 for Auburn. The lead is 5. Angela Lawson falling away off the front of the rim. Fight for the rebound. It's the Tigers. Numbers aren't there. 2 on 3. Ruthie Bolton will hold it up.
Wise move by the point guard, Ruthie Bolton. Again, Auburn needs a lot of good ball movement here. Crisp passes to get that defense moving and get the post players away from the basket.
Katrina Scruggs in the ball game for Auburn. Takes it inside to the foul line. Now kicks it back out. Ruthie Bolton over top of Lawson. Shot is short.
That's the area we said would be open.
Westbrooks. Auburn wanted the charge. Great drive by Westbrooks.
Although Erica Westbrooks made that shot, she was actually lucky. She can shoot from the key area, from the foul line area, and she should just take that shot. It'll open things up for her.
Lady Texter staying in the zone. Vicky Orr down low. Banks it in.
I get the feeling Vicky Orr is tired of this fooling around. She wants to take over a little bit.
That was with authority inside.
You can see it in her eyes.
Good idea. Bad pass taken away by Auburn in the lane.
That's what that matchup zone will do. It'll fool you into thinking that there is a passing lane. The basic idea is to pressure the ball and then guard the 4 passing lanes.
You talked about the overload. There were no cutters that time. They tried to reverse it, but it was a bad pass inside. Bolton for 3.
Now, Ruthie Bolton can definitely hit from the outside like that, and she should be doing that the rest of this afternoon. That will definitely open up that 2-3 zone.
Ruthie Bolton becomes the first one to hit double figures. 2 3-pointers. She now has 10 points. 5:20 remaining in the first half at the Tacoma Dome. 5 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Louisiana Tech has not found its rhythm.
No, and I credit the Auburn defense to that. They're really doing a great job with this matchup zone.
Westbrooks tries to force it inside. She walks. Louisiana Tech now 6 of 17 from the field, 35%. Auburn, meanwhile, is heating up a little bit, taking their average up to 45%. Ruth Bolton shooting 4 for 6.
Tim, both teams during the season hold their opponents. La Tech holds them to 36% field goal, and Auburn a 38% field goal.
So you're saying it's a matchup of 2 outstanding defensive teams that are causing these problems.
Exactly.
Ruthie Bolton with a hot hand. Takes it over to the right side. Now gets it back to McNeil. McNeil forces it. And there's a whistle and a foul. And it's going to be called on Etheridge.
It's a nice penetration move by Diane McNeil. Again, that's something that would open up this zone. She will force the defense to react to her penetration in the middle and draw the defense on her.
That's Sheila Etheridge's first personal. That's only the 3rd team foul against Louisiana Tech. Diane McNeil is 76% free throw shooter. 5'9" senior from Jackson, Mississippi. And she hits the first one. Suffered a knee injury in the 85-86 season. Extensive rehab has made her a quality player again.
When she was practicing yesterday, she had an electrode on her knee with a battery pack stimulating the knee to try and help the swelling go down. She wore that all during practice.
She now has 7 points, 5 rebounds. Weatherspoon high steps it across to the elbow. She's a fun player to watch.
She really is.
Etheridge has her shot blocked, excuse me. 3-on-1 for Auburn. Bolton gives it up, and there's a walk, I do believe. No, foul. Foul's going to be against Nora Lewis. And that's her first.
I do think you're going to see Auburn run the ball a lot more than Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech would prefer the physical game this afternoon. Auburn, because Vicky Orr is not 100%, would prefer to get it into an open court situation and run the ball.
Etheridge goes out, sits next to Leon Barmore. Angela Lawson comes back in for the Lady Texters. Trina Scruggs over in the left corner now with the ball. Westbrooks makes the save. Bolton gets it back. Westbrook, I thought she was going to join our telecast.
I was just going to say we got an up close and personal how rough it is inside. Louisiana Tech back into a man-to-man defense.
Shot clock at 5. Good pump fake by McNeil. And the rebound.
Tech is doing a great job positioning underneath. They leave their post players at home. They don't allow them to do too much. It's nothing fancy, very simple, and as a result, they're always in good rebounding position.
Tech trails by 10. Lady Techsters have to remain patient. Lacey on the baseline. Can't get the roll, knocked out of bounds by Lewis. It'll be Auburn ball.
Coach Leon Barmore in his 11th year at Louisiana Tech, 3rd as the sole coach, and 6th as the head coach. He was in a co-coach situation with Sanja Ho 3 years ago.
Look at that statistic, Mimi. Let me tell you that Auburn's on a 7-0 run. Biggest lead of the game, 10.
And we mentioned that the rebounds would be key, and there with the differential, they were able to capitalize on it.
How about Godby coming in and putting in a little sky hook?
Godby's playing well. She's a lot stronger than her frame might indicate. And she certainly has a nice turnaround shot.
She's 6'5", only a sophomore. Tough pass inside to Westbrooks, and Godby and Orr were both sides of them sandwiched, and it'll be Vicky Orr with the personal foul, and that'll be her first. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow night, the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. What a matchup that should be. Kansas, not many people thought they'd be there. Oklahoma, high-scoring team, many hoped they wouldn't. But they're there. Both quality teams, quality coaches, and they're playing well.
I'm surprised they beat Arizona as badly as they did.
I don't know. I did an Oklahoma-Pittsburgh game earlier in the season. They've got a strong ball club, and they do play a lot of defense. You don't score that many points unless you get the ball back somehow.
That's very true. Right now, we're still in a man-to-man defense before Louisiana Tech.
Whistle underneath, away from the ball.
Vicky Orr is getting very frustrated with the pushing that's going on underneath.
And they called the foul on McNeil. That's her first.
One of the ways for Auburn to negate this physical game is to really start to run on anything, whether it's an interception or a rebound or even a made basket. The transition game would negate the physical game because it takes Louisiana Tech a long time to get in position for defense.
Angela Lawson at the line for Louisiana Tech, 5'8", 130-pound senior from Longview, Texas. High school All-American, scored over 3,000 points in high school. Wants to be a coach when she graduates. Phys ed major.
She's really matured as a scorer for this Louisiana Tech team. In the regional final game, she didn't have one shot attempt in the first half, which is highly unusual, and yet she was playing a good game and concentrated on other aspects of the game.
Angela just ended a 5-minute scoring drought by Louisiana Tech with those free throws. The lead is back to 10 for Auburn. Ruthie Bolton, quick jump shot.
Auburn is operating a lot more easily against this man-to-man than they did against that 2-3 zone. They tended to stand around against a 2-3 with the man-to-man that forces them to move.
Causing a lot of pressure. This is Lacey, and she walked.
You're going to see Venus Lacey walk a lot when she gets her hands on the ball, but that's inexperience, Tim. That's something that will go away as she spends more time with Coach Leon Barmore.
Mimi, it's interesting how far they extend that matchup zone. They'll come all the way out, they'll trap up front, they cause some problems there, force the bad passes.
Well, what they're counting on is the pass not be able to be thrown over the track.
Weatherspoon with the rebound. One-on-one, stops at the foul line and hits.
The problem with having a player as quick as Teresa Weatherspoon is it's hard to get anybody to run with her because she's so fast with the ball that her teammates can't catch up to her without the ball.
Weatherspoon now has 4. The lead is still 10. Ruthie Bolton again with a jumper.
Again, they're operating much better against this man-to-man because they're using one another. They're setting picks and screens and freeing one another.
Ruthie Bolton averages 9 points a game. She already has 14 in this one. Here she is again. She's got 16.
And you see Auburn running. That's what Auburn is going to do this afternoon to try and negate the physical game. They don't want to get into a physical game with La Tech. I'm surprised Coach Leon Barmore has not taken a timeout yet.
Lacey with a power move inside, struggles with it, has trouble and knocks it away. Auburn right now on a 15-4 run as you look at Joe Champy. Coming up at halftime, we'll take you back over 2 decades of women's basketball and show you just how far they've come. We'll also take you to Kansas City and give you a preview of tomorrow night's game. Westbrook puts in a little power move.
Tim, the thing that would concern me if I were Coach Barmore is that for his team to come back, his team is not basically a transition team. A transition team can come back from 10, 12 behind, but he's more of a half-court team. Auburn, on the other hand, is a better transition team.
Under 10 seconds in the first half. Rebound. The Lady Texters. Weatherspoon lets it fly. And that's the end of the first half. Auburn leads it 31-19. NCAA Women's Basketball Championship just underway. Second half, 31-19. Auburn. Auburn in white.
Louisiana Tech is opening in their man-to-man defense once again. I'm a little bit surprised because it seemed to me that Auburn was operating better against the man-to-man than they were against a 2-3 zone.
McNeil from way outside. Her shot is short. Almost an air ball. Does come off the front of the rim. La Tech has the rebound. This is Weatherspoon. Now they'll go to work one more time against that matchup zone and try to figure it out. Lewis can't find the handle, throws the ball away. McNeil, 3-on-3. She'll pull up and fire.
And there's Auburn's running game. Once again, that trap in the front of that matchup zone is giving Nora Lewis or whoever it's cutting from the weak side a lot of trouble.
McNeil now has 9. Biggest lead of the game, 14, when it was 31-17. Lawson had the shot, now takes it. Lacey with a rebound. No, off Lacey, and it'll be Auburn ball.
Tim, Angela Lawson, number 14 for Louisiana Tech, is their perimeter scorer. She has got to get comfortable in her outside shooting and take that shot, especially on the baseline, the one that they offered her just then.
I don't think she feels it right now. She's 1 for 4 from the field.
She's not comfortable at all, and you can tell she hesitates before she shoots the ball. Louisiana Tech has up-tempoed the game a little bit, pushing the ball down the floor on offense.
Weatherspoon pleading for movement. Now they bang it inside to Westbrooks.
That's the bread and butter for Louisiana Tech. Pass from the post, or from the high post, rather, down low.
Westbrooks 11th point, cuts the lead back to 12. Lacey again with a turnover, gets it to Westbrooks. Nice play.
It was great weak side help defense by Venus Lacey.
Weatherspoon look for the pull-up. Instead, she'll set the offense. Westbrooks again.
Tim, they're doing a very fine job now of getting the ball to the weak side cutter, coming across that matchup, and then pounding it down low on the weak side. What Auburn's doing offensively, they're setting in a 1-4 set to try and pull La Tech's post players away from the basket. And they'll take that shot. They have 3 or 4 people capable of making that foul line shot.
Mayola Bolton's jumper stops a little run by the Lady Texters.
Something very interesting is Teresa Weatherspoon has not handled the ball much at all during this game. And I think that's been a big problem for Louisiana Tech. She can get the ball to her teammates better than anyone on the floor.
Lewis can't buy a basket. Westbrooks with the follow. Has it knocked away. Here comes Auburn. Diane McNeil pushes it up. Now we'll set the offense. Back to Ruthie Bolton. Vicky Orr.
And that's the shot they'll take. Vicky Orr will take that all afternoon. She is good from the foul line. She likes that shot. She wants that shot. She doesn't want to bang bodies inside if she can help it. They're going to have to come out and guard her.
Weatherspoon has the ball get away. Very uncharacteristic of her. 3-on-1.
Louisiana Tech really needs a timeout. They've got to regroup.
They squandered an opportunity there, taken away by Weatherspoon. She regains possession. Look at her, though. She's very composed. She knows there's still plenty of time left as she looks up at the clock and now takes it across the timeline.
Well, she knows that if she loses her cool, Tim, it's all over for the entire team.
Lawson just can't get it to drop.
And look at the way Auburn's pushing the ball up the floor. They're really comfortable right now with their game.
Nice pass. They missed the layup inside. Lacey with the rebound. As they come down now, let me tell you, Mimi, Angela Lawson is now 1 for 6 from the field.
She's really struggling, and the shame of it is she is an excellent perimeter shooter.
Lacey, tough shot inside, can't get the roll. Fight for the rebound. Lewis.
Basket by Nora Lewis.
The impressive thing about Auburn is they're not only a transition team, but they're very comfortable in their half-court game as well. It's hard to stop them.
Under 15 minutes to play in the women's championship game from Tacoma, Washington. Good penetration. Shot comes up short. Rebound, Lacey. Boy, Sharon Stewart has missed 2 easy shots inside. Lewis to Lacey.
That's a 4th foul on Sharon Stewart.
And it is on Stewart. At first, Lacey looked around to see if she was going to be called for a pushing foul. It is on Stewart, and that's her 4th. Lacey has become a factor. She has 8 rebounds. Sharon Stewart has 4 personals. It's a gorgeous spring day in the Pacific Northwest Tacoma Dome in Tacoma, Washington. It's the women's championship game. And tomorrow night, don't forget Kansas, Oklahoma. I'm going down to see that one. I'll be in Kansas City for that one. Many of you will watch it. 9 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time tomorrow night, right here on CBS. Westbrook forces it inside to Lewis. Lewis gets her own rebound and punches it in.
2 things that are turning around for La Tech right now. They're getting rebounds, number 1, and they're getting the ball inside.
La Tech now forces the pressure. 3-quarter court, knocked out of bounds. It'll be Auburn ball. Sharon Stewart with 4 personal fouls. Has to watch on with 14:20 left in this game. Leon Barmore, the coach at Louisiana Tech, trying to turn it up a notch, trying to motivate his team. Yelling and screaming from the sidelines.
They're putting pressure on full court now to try and create some turnovers on Auburn's behalf.
McNeil lobs it into Godby. Fight for the rebound. Weatherspoon. Looks for the shot. Instead goes to Lewis down the lane. No bucket. Foul was out front. It'll be called a Mayola Bolton. That's her 2nd.
Foul is on number 11, Mayola Bolton. Her 2nd personal.
This foul situation is going to be very important down the stretch. Although both teams go 7, perhaps 8 players deep, they really need their starters out there for a game of this magnitude.
Lawson up top. She struggled from the field. Etheridge in the ball game now. Weatherspoon fires for 3. Etheridge with a big rebound. They're going to call her from coming over the top. No. It'll be on Diane McNeil for backing up underneath of her, and that's her 2nd.
Diane McNeil was actually in good rebounding position, but because it was a 3-point shot, the ball rebounded far from the basket, and Sheila Etheridge was able to go after the ball and have Diane foul it.
Took one of those Georgetown rebounds, the ones that come way out. This is Westbrook. Louisiana Tech within 10. The lead's been cut to 8. It's a 6-0 run for the Texters. Oh, blocked by Westbrook, and they call her with a foul.
That was a big call right there, because had that been a clean block, this crowd would have gone wild, and it would have given the momentum back to Louisiana Tech. It's a nice baseline drive, but she did get her with the body.
Boy, just barely. They let them play, they let them play. And crunch time, the whistles come out.
You know, it's funny, as I was talking to Jennifer White, one of the assistants for Louisiana Tech, who herself was a tremendous point guard for Louisiana Tech. Played on 2 national championship teams, but she said that before the game, she always talks to the refs and says, we don't mind pushing inside, but once the player gets the ball, protect the shooter. Well, right there, it worked against them. That was Jennifer White on your screen just a second ago.
Mayola Bolton, she's been a member of the U.S. Junior National Team and international competition. The lead's back to 10.
Full court pressure by Auburn, a 1-2-1-1.
Lewis gets it to the sure-handed Weatherspoon. Etheridge.
Basket by Sheila Etheridge.
Keep in mind, Louisiana Tech has been here before. They know how to work that clock. It's a well-coached, experienced ball club. Vicky Orr, the All-American, with a turnaround, and she's now fouled by Westbrooks.
Vicky Orr has been uncharacteristically silent in this game, but I'm sure it's because of the problems she's experiencing with her knees. She's doing a nice job inside, getting rebounds, but she has not scored much at all this game.
Vicky Orr, Athlete of the Year. 1986, she was the SEC's Rookie of the Year, majoring in liberal arts, parade All-American in high school.
She's got a beautiful looking shot, tremendous release. Watch this on the foul shot. Great rotation on the ball.
She came into this game 8 for 13 in the regional championship against Maryland. Strong game Friday. This is Weatherspoon.
Now look at Louisiana Tech pushing the ball off the floor themselves.
Lewis with the follow. Once, twice. Rebound Godby.
The Tech coaches cannot believe that there wasn't a foul called on that exchange.
Ruthie Bolton has not scored this half. She had 16 in the first half, and now she walks.
Louisiana Tech ball.
Weatherspoon takes her time across the timeline. Keep in mind there is no 10-second call in women's basketball. Westbrooks, turnaround jumper. Big rebound by Mayola Bolton.
Auburn's done a very nice job on the defensive boards this afternoon, especially in the second half. They really positioned themselves well. I'm really surprised, Tim, that Tech stays in this man-to-man defense. Auburn really has not had a lot of trouble with it.
Big rebound for Lewis. It'll be Godby called for the personal foul for Auburn.
The other thing that surprised me is the 2-3 zone really helped Louisiana Tech with their rebounding, position-wise.
That is 3 now on Linda Godby.
What's interesting, we keep talking about the Auburn post players being a key factor in this game, and yet it's been the guards have been the story.
Godby goes out, Montgomery comes in. Etheridge again. 2 key buckets by her.
We're seeing a freshman take charge again, as we did in last year's final game with Tennessee and La Tech.
She sat out last year as a freshman while she made the academic adjustments to college. National Player of the Year in high school 2 years ago. So she can play. She's an outstanding player. This is Vicky Orr.
Vicky Orr is listed as a center, but she could easily play a power forward or even the small forward, although she's not small. She has such a nice outside shot.
Nice pass inside to Westbrooks. Oh my, Weatherspoon just looked one way and threw the other.
Now that's the kind of big play that Louisiana Tech needs right now to turn the momentum back into their favor.
The lead is 7 for Auburn. Lewis with a rebound, and the foul is going to be called against whom? Montgomery.
Look at Auburn in this second half. They're really not going after the offensive rebounds at all, and it was so effective for them in the first half with second and third shots. Oh, what a great pass by Teresa Weatherspoon and Nora Lewis, and Nora just could not pull the trigger on it.
While Weatherspoon starts to get the feeling of this game, they're going to go down the other side. The foul was called against Louisiana Tech.
There are a couple key plays that are happening here, Tim, that really are turning the momentum towards Tech, but they're not able to convert.
That's only Nora Lewis's second personal, however. The lead is 7 as we approach the 10-minute mark. Auburn with the ball. Man-to-man defense by La Tech. And the steal by Westbrooks.
Auburn might use a timeout right about now to really regroup themselves.
Westbrooks now has 19 and the lead is 5. And Joe Champy does want a timeout. Louisiana Tech is out-rebounded Auburn 13-4 in the second half. And this is what they're playing for, the championship trophy.
I don't know, Tim, I have a nice place on my mantle for it.
You know what? I may take this home myself.
Substitution for Auburn, number 30, Sharon Stewart.
Nora Lynn Finch shouldn't let us get that close to the trophy. We'll take it home.
It's a little bit big to fit in my purse, though.
I thought Nora Lynn knew better. Westbrooks with a big steal ahead to Etheridge. Can't convert the layup. The whistle and the foul. The foul's going to be called against Louisiana Tech. I believe it was Etheridge.
That was a great defensive effort by Louisiana Tech, and it's unfortunate that all these opportunities they're getting to really switch momentum to their side of the court, they're not converting the shots.
That was a big, big miss for Louisiana Tech as you look at the field goal percentage of both clubs.
They've really improved it from the first half, and they've taken a lot more shots. They had 7 less shots than Auburn did in the first half.
The key, however, is more rebounding by Louisiana Tech this half. Nice spin move inside by Orr.
And Vicky Orr can do that all night because neither Westbrooks nor Venus Lacey is as quick as Vicky is.
Orr now has 9. And 7 of those have been in this half. Westbrooks with a turnaround. Too hard. Fight for the rebound.
Sharon Stewart's back in, and she's made her presence felt already with that defensive rebound.
Keep in mind, Stewart has 4 personals. Godby has 3 for Auburn. The only foul trouble thus far in the game.
I think it's really smart for Joe Champy, though, to put Sharon Stewart back in because it was the rebounding situation that was allowing Louisiana Tech back into the game.
Nice move inside by Diane McNeil. But what's encouraging is Orr starting to shoot now. The All-American wants the ball with the game on the line.
I expect to see our other All-American, Teresa Weatherspoon, start to turn the speed up a little bit herself.
Auburn has pushed the lead back to 9. Westbrook puts it on the floor and loses it.
That was a nice pass inside. She really threaded the needle of that defense. Erica Westbrooks was not able to control the ball, however.
Ruthie Bolton has not scored this half. This is Orr. Rebound, Angela Lawson. Lawson with a running one-hander. Still can't get it to drop. Westbrook with the tough follow.
Erica Westbrooks had a strong game Friday night in her semifinal game, and she's also performing well this afternoon.
Nice lob pass inside to Orr, puts it on the ground and loses it. Etheridge. The lead is 5.
Tim, I think it's very interesting to point out that both these teams, being half-court teams, have really gotten back into this game and switched momentum with their running game rather than their half-court game.
Pump fake, tough shot, fight for the rebound inside. Bucket won't go, but Etheridge is charged with another personal foul. So Diane McNeil will go to the line and shoot 2. She's a 76% free throw shooter. Godby comes back in, replacing Vicky Orr. So Orr gets a break with 6:48 remaining in the ball game.
Things are really getting rough inside. When we spoke to Joe Champy, he mentioned that he had called a number of other coaches that had made it to the Final Four just for some insights. And 2 of the things they said, number 1, don't be complacent with just getting there. Keep a business-like attitude so that you can get to the final game. And number 2, be aggressive. The refs are going to let you play, and that's exactly what we're seeing here this afternoon.
McNeil now has 12 points, 7 rebounds. Venus Lacey comes back in for Louisiana Tech, and Etheridge goes out of the ball game. She's at her average, 13.
Auburn putting full court pressure on. One of the things this full court pressure does is it keeps the ball out of Teresa Weatherspoon's hand.
Lacey has trouble handling the ball, gets it back, can't get the shot to drop. Rebound McNeil for Auburn.
Tim, I'm very impressed with Auburn's composure. This is the first time they've even made it to the Final Four, much less the championship game. And they're really, even with each of these times that Tech is trying to get back in and get the lead, they're really keeping their composure.
Louisiana Tech went on a 10-2 run. Auburn now has extended the lead back to 7. Westwood. Westbrook gets it to Weatherspoon. She high steps it across the timeline. Now sets the offense. Westbrooks gets away with a push. Now penetrates. Lawson's open, has the shot. A little bit tentative.
She's really tentative.
There's no question where they're going with the basketball. They want Westbrooks to shoot.
It looks to me like Erica Westbrooks is the only one that wants to shoot, Tim. Angela Lawson can score from the outside. She's got to shake off what's happened previously. She can shoot. She's got to believe it.
Mimi Westbrooks now has 23 points. And here's the steal by Weatherspoon. The lead is 3.
Really getting into this game, trying to spur on the Lady Techsters.
Tough shot, fight for the rebound inside. McNeil has it blocked away, and Westbrooks is called for the personal foul.
Crowd can't believe that call. Diane McNeil has done a tremendous job on the boards for Auburn. She has not scored as much as normal, but her rebounding is really strong this afternoon.
Etheridge comes back into the ball game for Louisiana Tech. Lacey will sit down. Vicky Orr checks back in for Auburn. Godby sits down. At the line is Diane McNeil. She has 13 points, 8 rebounds. And misses the first one. McNeil is a smart player. She believes good ball movement, good shot selection equals good rebounding. She is 4 for 5 at the line. We're under 5 minutes to play. We'll be back. Louisiana Tech making a run. I want you to watch the all-time steal leader at Louisiana Tech, Teresa Weatherspoon.
We mentioned for Louisiana Tech to be successful, it's got to be in her hands. This is the last game of her collegiate career. You think she's going to let this one slip through her fingers without a fight?
4 points, 5 assists, 3 steals for Teresa Weatherspoon. Spoon is into this game emotionally.
Full court pressure by Auburn. It's really just token pressure to try and extend the defense, extend the floor for Louisiana Tech. This is where they really put the heat on, in their half-court matchup zone.
Shot clock at 14. Lawson has the shot again as tentative. Etheridge, pass inside to Lewis. Shot clock at 4.
We mentioned earlier that the way to beat that matchup zone is cutters through the middle or reverse the ball. They've been doing both very effectively in the second half, and that's why they're back in this game.
Louisiana Tech has cut a 14-point lead to 2.
Look at Auburn standing there. It's a bad sign for them. Good defense by Louisiana Tech, preventing the ball to go inside.
McNeil will take a shot. Nice pump fake. And gets the roll. Ruthie Bolton hadn't scored this half.
I was just going to mention that they haven't been taking the perimeter shots that Louisiana Tech is giving them. They did in the first half, but they have not been doing it in the second. There's a lot of standing around on Auburn's part.
Bolton had 16 points in the first half. This is Lawson, drives the baseline. Tough shot, she scores.
Now that might give her a little bit more confidence to go on this second half, take the shot with comfort.
side, taken away by Lewis. And the spoon says, hold up.
It's an opportunity for Louisiana Tech to tie the game on this possession.
It would be the first tie since they were tied at 6. Ruthie Bolton can't get it to drop. Fight for the rebound, Louisiana Tech.
Tim, Auburn is just standing on offense. They're not creating for themselves as they did in the first half. Seems like we have a wet basketball.
The spoon says, wait a minute, this ball doesn't feel right. And if anybody has a feel for the ball, it is Teresa Weatherspoon. The Tacoma Dome is starting to rock. Tim Brandt and Mimi Griffin with you. It's the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship game. We're tied at 51. Auburn had a 14-point first half lead. Etheridge. Rebound, Ruthie Bolton. There's the steal leader, Weatherspoon. Nice pass to Westbrook. Louisiana Tech's first lead.
We have two of the best defensive coaches in the game this afternoon. Here's one of the best defensive players in the nation, Teresa Weatherspoon, number 11, stealing the ball once again, gaining the momentum for her Lady Techsters, and putting them up for the first time since we started this game.
Louisiana Tech is on a 16-5 run since Auburn led 46-37 with 8 minutes to go. Auburn has turned the ball over 10 times in the second half. Teresa Weatherspoon with a steal again, can't control it.
Coach Joe Ciampi yelling instructions to his Auburn team. Look at the turnovers.
1 minute, 53 seconds remain in the ball game. The NCAA Women's Championship. Or Westbrooks gets it back, and the foul is going to be called against the All-American, Vicky Orr.
The problem here for Auburn is Vicky Orr cannot expect to take this game in her hands and try and determine the outcome by herself. Her team has worked very well the entire game. For one person to take it over would not be good for them. Got full court pressure by Auburn once again.
Clock at 5. Weatherspoon, tough shot. She had to take it. Shot clock was about to expire.
Now let's see if Auburn works a little bit better offensively. They're in the 1-4 set.
Into Vicky Orr, turnaround jumper. Yes, we're tied. Under a minute. Shot won't go. Foul is going to be on Lewis. Sharon Stewart will go to the line, shooting 2. Auburn trails by 2 with 25 seconds remaining in this ball game. And Leon Barmore of Louisiana Tech wants a timeout. 25 seconds remain in the women's season. This is the women's championship in the NCAA. Now tomorrow night, the men will go after it. It's all Big 8, Kansas and Oklahoma and Kansas City. 9 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. I'm going to fly down for that one. I wouldn't miss it.
I envy you. I'll be in the air when the games are on television, when the game rather is on television.
Here at Tacoma, Sharon Stewart is at the line. Auburn trails by 2. She's a 70% free throw shooter.
2 shots.
Misses the first one. Hits the second. Auburn trails by 1 with 25 seconds remaining. Remember, there's no 10-second timeline in women's basketball. There's the foul. It's called on Diane McNeil. Weatherspoon will go to the line shooting 1-and-1 for Louisiana Tech.
Foul shot number 15, Diane McNeil.
Auburn's bench a little pensive at this point, 1 point down. As Joni O'Brien, one of the assistant coaches for Auburn, was a standout player at Penn State on the report.
Teresa Weatherspoon, 4 points, 8 assists, 3 steals, and 4 rebounds for this afternoon. Now Lawson for Louisiana Tech was 1 for 7 from the field in the first half. She's now hit her last 3 shots.
You know what? She was just waiting for the game to be on the line, Tim, and she was going to hit it when they counted.
How about Ruth Bolton? 0 for 2 in the second half after going 7 for 9 from the field in the first half.
I don't know why she got so hesitant in the second half, taking only 2 shots when she was so hot in the first half. It's unfortunate for Auburn because their perimeter game was really working well.
You know, we talked about the women's championship and the men's championship, and it only gets better from here. Starting Thursday night, CBS Sports will cover golf's finest event, the Masters. Larry Mize, who won the tournament in spectacular fashion last year, is back to defend his title. The coverage continues at 3:30 Eastern on Saturday with third-round action. It all begins at 11:30 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday night, right here on CBS Sports. And don't forget tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes and Murder, She Wrote. CBS Sunday movie, The Woman He Loved.
Well, Tim, it certainly is a closer game than what we had last year in the final championship game.
It really is. Tennessee won that one handily. Tennessee came in here. We saw them lose Friday night
to Louisiana Tech.
So a little revenge factor there, although the women said no, absolutely not. There's no revenge factor. We're here just to win the title.
I don't think they could possibly play a revenge factor because if they did, it's for the wrong reason. And they can't look this good with that kind of motivation.
Next year, the women come back here for the championship. And the men's championship in the NCAA will be right down the road, a 20-minute drive in Seattle.
There's Coach Joe Champy in his 9th year at Auburn. Just a tremendous coach, one of the finest defensive specialists in the game.
1987 Sports Writers Coach of the Year.
The reason I like him is he's a Pennsylvania boy.
All the pressure now, Mimi, goes to the All-American, Teresa Weatherspoon.
Right where it should be.
Fight for the rebound. Auburn has it. Auburn will have a chance to win it. McNeil on the baseline. Good block. Fight for the rebound. Jump ball. Possession arrow belongs to Louisiana Tech.
Tim, I'm a little surprised Auburn didn't call a timeout. Get the ball half court, call a timeout to set up a play. They obviously did not have a player advantage there.
Louisiana Tech takes a timeout with 6 seconds remaining in the ball game. They lead by 1. The trophy, the rings, the championship. 1 point lead, 6 seconds remain, and Louisiana Tech has the basketball.
Obviously, Louisiana Tech is going to try to get the ball in the Teresa Weatherspoon's hands. And they've got a foul right away.
Spoon's knocked out of bounds. The clock stops at 3. One and one. I was hesitating to see if they were going to call an intentional foul. They called 1 and 1. So Weatherspoon will go back to the line. The lead is 1. She missed her last one. And 3 seconds remain. Now, Teresa Weatherspoon is a 68% free throw shooter.
I guarantee you, though, Tim, as a senior, with this game on the line, she's not going to miss this free throw.
She's been in a lot of big ones before. Most valuable player of the new American South Conference. He's played on the U.S. teams, which won gold medals at the Goodwill Games in Moscow and the World Championships. That makes the lead 2.
Some emotion on the Louisiana Tech bench.
Who was your three-point shooter on Auburn when you come down the other end?
I'd give it to Ruthie Bolton. She was hot in the first half, 3 for 3 from the three-point line.
This is the second one, the rebound timeout with 1 second remaining. The crowd wanted time put back on the clock. Now, when Teresa Witherspoon shot her second shot, there were 3 seconds remaining on the clock. Now, you don't know where it was as far as tenths of that second, whether it was ready to switch or not. But
right.
2 seconds went off on the rebound, and Joe Champy didn't like it.
No, he was pointing to the clock as soon as the referee signaled timeout with the 2 seconds on the clock. That certainly limits their possibilities.
He's still concerned about it and talking with the officials now.
It's really hard to get from the end line to the end line for a good shot. Had there been 3 seconds, there's a chance to get the ball up and take a halfway decent shot. This way, it's going to have to be a desperation shot.
Ruthie Bolton had 16 points in the first half, 3 for 3 from three-point range. She has yet to score in the second half.
I would expect Louisiana Tech to probably put on some token pressure so that the ball is slowed down a little bit on the inbounds pass.
This is the lowest scoring championship game in the history of women's basketball.
That doesn't surprise me with the 2 teams we have here, the best defensive teams in the nation.
Don't forget, tomorrow night it's Kansas, Oklahoma for the NCAA Men's Championship. That'll be in Kansas City, the Kemper Arena, 9 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. Tomorrow night, you can see it here on CBS. Or if you're lucky enough to have a ticket, I'll see you at Kemper.
Tim, do you have to keep rubbing that in? Louisiana Tech huddle. Coach Leon Barmore giving some last-minute instructions.
The Techsters have reached the Final Four 8 times in the last 10 years. Tech has appeared in the top 10 poll every week since 1979. The top 4 in the final poll 9 straight years.
Coach
Joe Champy, 1987 Sports Writers Coach of the Year, Mimi.
First time he's been to the Final Four and first time for a championship game. His team has performed admirably. Win or lose this game, they've really represented themselves well.
Vicky Orr will bring it in. 1 second remains. Auburn trails by 2. It's good if it goes. Louisiana Tech wins it by 2, and the Lady Techsters are the nation's champions.